Hi, my name's Sam and I'm one of the cookery tutors for Laos, and my course I deliver is Healthy Cooking Zero Waste. This is like a part 2 of the chicken portioning demonstration that I've done. This is going to show you 3 different ways of utilising your chicken breast. One being making a pocket and wrapping the chicken breast, filling it and wrapping the chicken breast. Another doing a butterfly technique, and then we can also do some strips of chicken coated in savoury crunchy cornflakes. Okay, so I'm going to lower the camera so you can get a bit more detail on how to do the filled and wrapped chicken breasts. Okay, so for the chicken breast, we're going to make a pocket and we're going to wrap the chicken breast, and then you can bake that in the oven, so you'll have a wrapped filled chicken breast. So first of all, we're going to start with the chicken breast. We're just going to take the skin off, remove that. Okay, and then sometimes you'll find on the chicken breasts they have another little mini breast. Looks like a mini breast. You can either tear it off, it'll just come straight off, or you can just cut it slightly like so. This is called a petit supreme. That's a small mini breast. You can actually buy these in the shops also, but again, they're quite expensive. So you can either utilise that, freeze it down, collect a few up, or you can use it on this dish also just to plump out the chicken a little bit more if you wish. Okay, so what we're going to do with this chicken breast is, you will usually have a pointed side and a thicker end to your chicken breast. Okay, so choose the thickest part and then the pointy end at the end. This is the bit that you're going to fill because it's chunkier, it's thicker. Okay, so with your knife, we're going to make an incision and a little pocket in the top. So what we're going to do is use the blade of your knife, probably about an inch, inch and a half. We'll pop the blade inside. So you don't want to go all the way through. So just gently on top, I usually have the blade away from me, on top, just hold the chicken breast on top and just pierce, not at an angle, because what you'll do is you go through the breast. You want to try and keep the knife as level as you can. So you just pierce in the front, keep your hands on top of the breast just for a bit of stability, and just pop your knife in about 1 to 2 inches like so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do a sweeping motion to the right and to the left. Okay, so all you're going to do is, I'll just show you, you're just going to do that kind of motion gently and draw it back. Okay, what you don't want to do is you don't want to come out this side here, and you don't want to come out this side. You want to keep it sealed so your filling stays inside the chicken breast. So you just popping it in and then just gently with a little sweeping motions and bring it back out. Okay, and then you'll be able to feel where your pocket is slightly. Okay, we've done one side. So turn your blade over again, pop it into the incision you've already made, gently, keep your hand on top just for a bit of stability, but see where you're going, and then just sweep it round slowly this way. Okay, so you're just sweeping it round like that, and then you'll feel that you've got a bit of a pocket and that you've not come through the back. Okay, if you want to, you can go in again, you can go a little bit deeper, but again, be careful as it gets thinner, that's where you could come out of your pocket and you'll have a hole in it. Okay, so it's just, again, just little sweeping motions, nothing major, just little motions like this, just to cut the skin. And there's your pocket. Okay, so what I've got here in this piping bag is some cream cheese, just a tablespoon of cream cheese, and some red pesto. Again, you can use whatever you like. You can put firm smoked cheese in there, green pesto, it's entirely up to you. And then all we're going to do is the tip of this piping bag, we're going to insert into your pocket like so. Okay, and then we're going to gently squeeze from the back of the piping bag, and then as we're squeezing, I'm pulling the piping bag towards me so it's nice and firm and it's full, and I fill the pocket as much as I can like so. Okay, so for my wrapping, I'm going to wrap mine in prosciutto ham. You can use prosciutto, serrano, you can even use thin bacon. As long as it's not too thick, because then it's a lot easier, it's a lot harder to wrap. If it's a bit thinner, you can mould it a little bit more. So what I've got already prepared is, I'll just move the camera around slightly, is a piece of baking sheet, and I've got 2 pieces of prosciutto ham on there, overlaid slightly. I've got 1 piece of prosciutto ham here, and with this one I'm going to lay over, halfway over my chicken breast, just to cover up that, seal that hole, and then I'm going to tuck it under like so. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it down, breast side down, sorry, breast side, the pocket side down, and then I'm going to use this greaseproof paper to make it easier to fold it over like so, and then if you peel it back, you can see that the prosciutto ham is staying on there. Then you can just gently roll this just so it's all covered. Then you can utilise the greaseproof paper to keep it in shape. So if you fold it over like so, tuck it down the sides and then roll it again. And then if you get each side and just twist with one side, opposite way the other, and twist it into like a cylinder shape, like so. And then if you pop that into the fridge, it'll set like that and keep in a bit more of a shape. Then once you're ready, you can then bake that in the oven for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then you should keep that shape, and then you can carve it then at an angle or across or just into 2, and then you'll see the filling inside. So that's the pocket wrapped chicken breast. Okay, for the next technique, I'm going to show you how to butterfly chicken. So this technique makes your thick chicken breast thinner, so it's quicker to cook. It's obviously it looks like you've got a bigger portion, but also then you could pané this, which means to coat. So you can coat this in breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, cornflakes, any kind of coating you want, just flour. It's just another type or technique for you to use if you're in a hurry, because sometimes, you know, if you've got a large chicken breast, it takes a little bit longer, whereas if you've butterflied it, it's a lot thinner. It probably takes half the time to cook. So I'm just going to lower the camera again just to show you the technique in a bit more detail. Okay, so again we've got the chicken breast and we've got the petit supreme. So I'm going to take that petit supreme off, just going to pull it off like so, and we're going to use that in the third technique that I'm going to show you. Okay, so we've got the thick part of the chicken breast and the pointy part. Always start at the thicker end, the chicken breast, because it's a lot easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this into what they call butterfly. So as it opens out, as it looks like 2 butterfly wings when it's done and it's connected. Okay, so what we're going to do is, with your knife and your hand on the chicken breast, just to hold it in place, you're going to start at this tip end here with your knife, and all we're going to do is all the way down the chicken breast. Just use the tip of your knife all the way down here, just to make one little incision, keeping the blade flat. Okay, so you can see here that it's started to open up. Okay, then what we're going to do is keep doing that, just in little sweeping motions, like so, and you holding the chicken breast back so you can see what you're doing. What you don't want to do is you don't want to go through the back end of the chicken breast, and you don't want to go through the back here. You want to keep that sealed. So you can see that it started there. So just gently hold it back, just with your knife. Again, keep your knife flat against this part of the chicken breast. That way you're not going to slip through. Okay, so just little sweeping motions, pull that breast back, and then you can see where you are. Okay, we're going to go a little bit more. As you can see, we're halfway. Okay, so it's not come through the back, but it's opening up. So we're going to go a little bit more. Again, you can hold the breast up now, and then you can see that once you get down to here, it's opened up and it's now twice the size as what it was. Okay, so that way it can be cooked quicker because it's thinner. Again, you can coat that then, and then you can serve it like in a scallop, and it's just a little bit bigger. Okay, so that's the technique for butterfly. I'm going to take that now and use this dish for the third technique. So I'm going to cut this in half so it gives me 2 breasts out of 1. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, the next technique is going to be a crunchy savoury cornflake dippers, if you like. So I'm going to cut the chicken into strips. So if you just cut them into long strips like so, because we've cut the chicken breast in half, it's not as thick, which is what you want. You don't want them to be too thick. So if you just cut all your chicken pieces like so, same for this one, you just cut it at an angle and then you'll get a long strip like that. Okay, so out of 2 large chicken breasts, if you cut those 2 large chicken breasts into half, so you get 4, you should get about 20 pieces of chicken like so, which would do probably 3 to 4 chicken wraps with this dish. With these petit supremes that we've used, again, I'm just going to cut that down the centre to give me 2 strips. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do the next technique. Okay, so for the last technique, it's panéing. So we're panéing, which means to coat. The French term means to coat. So we're going to coat my chicken strips in a savoury, crunchy cornflake coating. So we could use that in wraps or salad or sandwiches. You can cook them and then the next day you can use them cold, or you can have them hot also. So it's just a quick dish. The cornflakes, very simple. The cheapest box of cornflakes you can find from the supermarket. I've just kept mine in a Kilner jar. So basically you whiz them up in a food processor just to make them into small pieces, and then add whatever flavourings to them you want. I've just got chicken seasoning and paprika in mine, but you can put chilies, herbs, anything you want to. If you do a whole box, you've got a coating there ready. So it's a quick 10-minute dinner, lunch you can prepare just by using chicken, egg and cornflakes. Okay, we don't need to use flour in this process. In panéing, normally it's flour, egg and bread, or flour, egg and the coating, but for this one, just 1 egg for 2 large chicken breasts. You should get about 20 pieces of chicken strips and some cornflakes, flavoured cornflakes. So I'm just going to lower the camera, then I can show you this technique. Okay, so we've got the chicken strips. What we're going to do is just going to put those into the egg. Just make sure that you totally coat the chicken in egg, because that's going to allow the cornflakes to stick to it. If you don't, the cornflakes won't stick to it. So just move the camera slightly. So take it from your egg into a bowl of your flavoured cornflakes, and then coat your chicken strips like so. Okay, and then just keep going until you've coated them all. Okay, like so. I'll just finish this. Okay, so 2 chicken breasts should get you, just point it down, there you go, should get you round about 20 chicken strips of these. Okay, and then to cook this, if you just use a frying pan with a little bit of oil in, bring the oil up to hot temperature, not too hot. Just seal the chicken in, turn them over, take them out, put them onto a baking tray with some greaseproof paper on, and finish them in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes max. And then there you've got your chicken wraps or chicken salad, hot, or you can use the next day. So no wastage. Okay. Okay, so that completes the 3 techniques that I'm going to show you today. Hopefully you'll get some enjoyment out of having a go at those at home. If you've got any questions, then feel free to email me. Thank you for listening.